lot of messy hair.
Then I want to see a show. Flip on the book face. Yeah, I know where to go. There's a man over there into the music scene, showing lots of love for the community with great
advice to go see.
Who's that?
Hometown radio show.
That's where I go for the latest band
info.
Hometown radio
Faux show.
show.
Woo. It's a hot one today.
Hey, Dad. Hey, kids. Champ is here, guys. Here. We're ready. We're ready.
Are we ready? Are we ready?
Mm-hmm.
Man, it wouldn't let me get on here. It was weird. I was struggling on the struggle bus today. How you doing, Ceris?
I'm all right. How are you?
Hey, we're doing great. Thank you, sweet Sister Mercy, for that theme song. Jonathan Groom's in the house. Jim Kilroy, Kareem, Kara. How's things?
They are okay.
Going good.
Going.
You're just another brick in the wall today.
I'm just another. It's gonna be my new backdrop.
I like it.
Yeah, my new house.
I like it. I like it. I like it. Hello, Erica. How are you? Good to see you. And Kevin Cooper. Looks like you were sitting on stage at Go Bananas, Kevin Cooper said.
One of the walls in my new kitchen.
Kitchen.
In my new kitchen.
Bitching in the kitchen. It is. Hi, Skip. Thanks for being here.
Erica's my emergency contact for ADT, my alarm system. So every time the alarm goes off, because I have a faulty sensor in one of my rooms. It's all fixed now, but I had a faulty sensor in one of my rooms, and every time it go off, she'd text me. She's like, "You all right?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm not dead. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good." But every time,
Kevin says that's a nice wall.
Thanks.
Oh yes. And speaking of Go Bananas, Kareem getting a shameless plug in there. He's doing a Pro-Am set there on September 4th.
Nice.
Nice. How about that? How about that? Hi, Belinda.
How about that?
What's up, Belinda? Bob Klein in the house.
Hey,
How are you, Bob?
Klein.
Bob always is good at chiming in here on something. Heather Mattingly, I haven't seen you in so long. I hope you're doing well, my dear. I love you.
I love that woman.
She's wonderful. Tina Reed Ramsey in the house from O'Connor's Irish Pub. And it's very much a shameless plug. Yes, it is. Hey, how's, you had a big weekend. And despite the Voice of America Country Music Fest, which gathered hundreds of thousands of people, seems like everybody did pretty well this weekend. Did you do well?
Yeah, I mean,
it's summer.
Yeah. It's summer. We don't do well, we don't do great in the summer, but it was decent.
Man, I gotta close this shirt up. I'm doing my inner David Hasselhoff here or something.
Doing your little sexiness.
I am throwing it at you today. Oh, yes. Did you see that old picture I posted yesterday?
I did. You look so cute.
Yeah, I was going for the Tom Selleck porn stash.
I liked it.
In. Yeah, I was. It was fun. Hi, John Norcus. How are you? Crying out loud in the house. Good to see you with us. So it's Hot Topic Tuesday, which means we bring joy and judgment across the airwaves today. And I'm joined by my not only co-host with the most, Ceris, the sponsor of this show, the Bell and the Bear, sponsoring this one. Thank you guys for doing that. We love you at the Bell and the Bear.
We love you.
We do. It's a great place to be. It is. So a couple quick things, and then we're going to take some audience comments on Hot Topic Tuesday today, but I'm going to revisit one. The last few weeks I've been out seeing live music on the weekends. I have heard Heather. Thank you for referring to me as the hedgehog. I appreciate that very much. The Ron Jeremy look. All right. Hi, Brian. How are you? I've been out the last few weekends, and I've heard that age-old saying that we absolutely despise, Ceris. Stick around for the second set. It's much better than the first. I heard it 3 times in the last 3 weeks.
Did they actually say that?
Yes.
In
Why?
what world do you guys think that is a good sales tactic?
Stick around for the second set. It's better than the shit we played in the first set.
In what world do you think any bar owner or manager wants to hear that?
Give it your all from the it's like a horse race, people. You're coming out of the chute. Give it your all.
I want to know. I want somebody there. Nobody ever speaks up about this. So from these bands that do this, tell me what your thought process is by doing this. Let me hear it so I can better understand. Maybe I'm totally off base. I don't know. When I watch people leave after the first set because it wasn't that good, because you're clearly admitting you're saving your best shit for last. Tell me how that makes sense to you. I would love for somebody to give me some sort of idea of how that makes any sense.
You are like a gallon of gas and I'm the Bic lighter, man. I just started that one and you just took it and ran. I love it. It's hi, Heath Bowling. Heath Bowling dropped a new song today on all your streaming platforms. So thank you, Heath, for being here. We're going to feature his music here in the next week or two. So join us for that. So, yeah, I don't understand it. The other thing I despise is the artist who gets on stage and trashes themselves. I mean, you can, if you screw up, you make a little fun of yourself and you move on, but not the whole night where you're sitting there on stage saying, you probably thought I'd be better, or, maybe you guys need to drink a whole lot to make me sound good. And, that kind of stuff. Don't dog yourself out. Don't already put people in a negative mood. They may be thinking that, but they're not going to say it. I mean, hopefully.
No, okay, Brian. Well, he says, it's possible a band might is a progression concept throughout the night. The more intense or musical, but it's not about intense or musical. It's about it doesn't make sense. Why give anybody an opportunity to stand up and leave?
Yeah, and it really, to me, takes a negative turn when people say that.
100%.
What if I couldn't be there for the second set and I wanted to be there to hear their first set because I was given that band the courtesy of going to see them in the venue, and you said basically you threw crap at me because we don't have enough songs to make all the good songs in the night. I mean, that's kind of what it says to me.
Whether it's a bit or not, it's not funny. It's not good because it's so off-putting.
Bob Dylan is always dead on.
And that's it. Hey, man, here's, especially like for people that like pay cover or whatever, you just paid $5 to hear my shitty set, but hopefully you can stick around for the next one because it gets a little bit better.
And Kareem, it may be a bit. It might. I agree.
But it's Kevin not Cooper, funny, though. It's not good.
I don't find it funny at all. I find it, be proud of what you're doing on stage. Yeah. I mean, be proud of your band. Be proud. The other thing that kills me is bands that never introduce their band. They don't acknowledge the people. There's a lead singer out front in a lot of them, but they never acknowledge the people on stage with them. And that to me seems a little, and we'll get into that in a minute, but this whole topic of, we sucked in the first set, so we're going to bring you the best stuff in the second. I have seen some bands, though, taking our advice, Ceris, as we've talked, and they're doing 2 long sets instead of 3 and having that last set break at 10:30 or 11 at night when everybody gets up and leaves. So I've seen that happening a little bit. And several of them have actually messaged and said, hey, thanks for that idea. It worked really well. They take a wee bit longer of a break in the middle, maybe instead of 20, 25 minutes or something like that, which is not terrible. And as long as they're mingling with the friends in the audience and doing that kind of stuff, I don't see any issue with that. But coming back and playing all the way till close or your stop time really helps.
It does. It definitely does help. The 2 30-minute breaks do not help at all. It's awful. No. And I have some of my favorite bands do that, and it just destroys us. It's not good. Hit them early and hit them hard. I don't understand.
Make them want to stay.
Tell me you only have a good 2 sets, and I'll book you based on that. I don't know. It's so dumb. Can we talk about something else too? Another thing that really pisses me off.
Can I say something to Brian real quick? Brian,
yeah, sure.
We're not talking about Pink Floyd and those kind of concept acts here. We're talking about local bands. Yeah, that's
local cover bands.
And I get it. I mean, you go to a Pink Floyd show or a tribute, whatever, you're going to expect those kind of things to kind of peak and valley and all that. But this is a cover band show that should be running the race right out of the gate. I think that's just my opinion.
Start it hard, dude. Get people to be like, holy shit, this is good. Get them to stay. If they were only, here's the thing. People that are like, I can only really stay for one set, and you give them a reason to only stay for one set because your first set was so blah, doesn't matter what you say. They're going to leave. What if you started super freaking hard and gave them gave it this wicked awesome set, and they're like, you know what, I'm going to stick around for the second set. Just what if?
Brian says 2 30-minute kill it. I agree. And then Izzy, thanks, man. I agree with that 100%. 2-hour first set and 15-minute break, finish the night. Amen to that. Agreed. People come to hear music. And yeah, man. Most bands have enough music to play. You're just being an absolute diva if you take a 45-minute break. You are. I mean,
if you're taking a 45-minute break, you're not playing at my bar.
Happens all the time. Happens all the time. And the other thing is you got to put somebody in the band in charge of being the cat wrangler, I think, that herds the cats back to the stage, because people do get caught up in conversations and things, and they got to go around and say, hey, come on. I mean, you get that in your bar. You're busy sometimes and everybody wants to chat with you. And people want to talk to the band and feel connected. I mean, I understand all that dynamic, but you can't take a 45-minute break. You can't.
I'm not opposed to Tim Anderson says way back when the B&B was known as Sneaky Pete's, you had to do 4 sets. That was, and the Go Bananas crowd still comes over. It doesn't, and I'm not opposed to 4 sets. I don't care how many sets you do. Just make sure your breaks, or if you're going to do 4 sets, your breaks can't be more than 10 minutes long. You know what I mean? Like, they can't be that long, and they have to be exactly scheduled for when Go Bananas comes out. But I think we don't rely on the Go Bananas crowd.
No, you don't.
But we love it.
It's nice.
Come over.
Yeah, that's nice.
Come over, but man, more music, the better.
Hi, David, Linda. How are you, buddy? And make them want to stay, or at least want to come see you again. Thank you, Kenny. Yeah. And Brian, I couldn't agree with you more on that one. Swing for the fences
Brian.
On the first song, man. Amen.
100%, Brian. Blow them out of the water, dude. Blow them out of the water.
I want people looking at each other going, wow. The first song saying, this band, we're staying, this band's good. We're not bouncing tonight. We're going to, we were planning on maybe bouncing, not going to do it.
Imagine if you started the show with like one of your bangers, man. People would be like, oh, okay, that's how you start a show, you know? Yes.
Hi, Steve. Thank you, Tim, for that comment. He knows how to play bangers. Tim does. They do.
Yeah, I love Tim.
He knows how to get a crowd involved. No doubt in my mind. Hi, Melody. Thank you for being here. She said she'd be here today. Hi, Melody. Melody, I'm sorry. I always want to say Melanie. 45-minute break. That's a TV episode.
It is. 45 minutes. Absolutely not.
But you've all been somewhere and seen somebody take a super long break. You have. And I know it's tough sometimes because, the band gets caught, then they want to go to the bathroom, then they want to run outside and have a safety meeting and all those things they do.
I agree, Tim. Breaks give a crowd a reason to leave. 100%. It is the reason why people leave. Well, we might as well go now while it's on break. Hey, Evelyn. I'm so upset that I missed your weekend away. I wanted to come to that so badly, but the move took it out of me. I'm so glad you had fun, though, girl.
Hi, Mrs. All Around Town. Thank you for being here. She's on the tube of you today, which means she's still at work. Yes. Doing that was brutal. 4 sets. Yeah, that's terrible.
I like long, just do 2 long sets and maybe like a 20-25 minute break, if that.
Hi, Kent. Love the trucker hat. He's at the foam trucker hat. He's obviously talking about you.
Minute break?
Where? Hang on, I'm behind, so give me a minute to catch up here. Corona's in Dallas. Man, he's a traveling fool always. Yeah, 4 short sets suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed I've seen bands do that too. They get on stage, they play a few songs, and we'll be right back after a few minutes. It's like you just started.
Yeah,
How
that
are
I
you
don't
doing
like.
this?
I mean,
Yeah.
I get why they did it at Sneaky Pete's, because they were, trying to accommodate the comedy club right next door.
Bill, I would have by that time found another band to fill
Yeah.
in. Is there any musicians in the house tonight? Get up here and play music, because these guys obviously don't want to be paid 60-minute break. That's nuts.
Yeah.
It is. But, circling back around to that comment that was made about wait for the second set, we're going to knock it out of the park here, because, stop it.
Please stop.
Please stop that. It gets it's like bamboo under my fingernails or something, man. It is just terrible.
Just stop.
I can't. Melody said she's be
I was
leaving.
at a
Yes.
show once at a brewery, and I'll leave my opinion about that alone. And people were like, "You'll love this band." So I went to go see this band, and I was like, "Oh, I'm falling asleep here." It was like just so freaking slow, and great talent. But it made me tired, so it was time for me to go. And they were like, "All right, well, we picked things up in the second set, and then really, a lot in the third set." I was like, "Well, you lost me the first set. Like, I'm sorry, I'm tired now. I'm going to go home now. I'm not
Heath,
even."
I like your comment. Heath Heath does a lot of solo playing, so that's not a bad deal in a solo club where you've got one guy and a guitar playing. The 45 on 15 off thing works really well in those clubs and give you a chance to intermingle with the people a little bit and those kind of things. But as for a big full band, you got to hit it out of the park right out of the chute, man. You've got to get the crowd engaged. If you don't, and Ceris, I went to see a band this last weekend, and I'm going to tell you, they were a country band. They're called Britches Down, and I'd never seen them. They had hit me up so many times to come see them, and I keep hearing about them. And I went to this show. I got there into their first part of their second set. They had people feeding out of their hands. This audience all night long. I mean, it was insane.
That's good.
It was at a Moose Lodge. There was 400 or 500 people there.
Oh,
People
wow.
are, they're just going crazy over them. And one thing I loved is it was like segue after segue. They didn't have any break downtime in between songs. It was like, bam, hit the next one, bam, hit the next one, and keep that crowd motivated. And then when they slowed it down for a little slow dancing song, you could see the people that weren't slow dancing migrating over to the bar, getting drinks because they were worn out from dancing. Right. So it was great. And they played long sets, didn't take a huge break, and it was a good time. It was. And I hats off to them. They were good.
Good for them. That's good.
And
I think you need to have a couple slow songs, but I don't like the bands that do too many slow songs.
Yeah, and in your case, in the rock genre, if you're not doing like a power ballad or something, it's tougher for the rock bands because everybody's there for the energy and the dance. Everybody's a Mary Ann. I want to say that. A dancer all night on the dance floor, getting in the groove, and they don't necessarily give a whole rat's behind about slow dance, and they'll do that after the bar closes.
Chad cracks me the shit up.
Mike, thank you for that comment. Long breaks and drum solos by Felicia. I like that. What's Eric got to say here? He says, always try to have a routine for breaks. Yeah. And I agree. Talk to your people. Don't go off on a break and hide. I mean, it's important to talk to the people that come to see you. It is.
They also sometimes need a break because they're hot and sweaty and need to go catch some air. I get that.
Hollywood.
What's
up, Hollywood? And Bill says, guy still owes me $7,500 after I got him on stage.
Won't be working with him again.
Wow. Yeah. All right. Long set, short break, long set, short break. Finish the night. Amen. And I really do think the 2-set thing nowadays, after COVID, I mean, we're not going till 2 a.m. anymore in most places. So after COVID, this started 8, ended 11 or 12. 2 long sets works. Couple hour set, break, come back, play hour and 45 or whatever, and kill it. And that works really well. That last set, when people take a break for a third set at 10 or 10:30 at night, it's like somebody turns on the vacuum, man. People just suck out of the bar. They're gone. It gives them the reason to exit stage left, and you might keep them there for another drink or two, you know. Chad Applegate, you ain't right, man.
That's good, Chad. That's awesome.
Yeah. In fact, next time I come see you, Chad, I want you to announce, please stay for the 6th set, man. It's the banger.
But it's the 7th and 8th is when it gets really good.
Yeah. Hello, Jerry Nimmersheim, my good buddy. How are you? From Heather's Cafe.
Hello, Jerry.
Wow, Heath had to take it to the next level, didn't you, buddy? All right.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Ballads don't.
Puddle of Mud, unfortunately, has a substance abuse problem.
Who does?
The gentleman from Puddle of Mud.
Yes.
Marks made a comment.
Yes, I've done a show with them, and I will tell you, unfortunately, he did not show for the show. He never got on the plane, and the rest of the guys are there.
There was I think a venue in Detroit, a very popular one, and I think it was Detroit, that just called him out like badly. It was like, he's canceled again. We will never have him booked. Like, I was like, damn, poor guy.
Tim Anderson has a question. How do you think a solo act should do sets? Yeah, I do, Tim. I think that's a little different world than a full band. I don't want to say go, myself. I don't want to see somebody go 20 minutes on and 15 off, and that, like I see a lot of solo acts do. A lot of times people get solo gigs though before they're ready, and they don't have enough material. You got to have enough songs to play, or you turn and I heard somebody at a venue the other night tell one of the people running the show that they started late and quit early, and that they didn't have enough material to play the rest of the night. It's like, well, then play the damn songs you played in the first set again. Do something. If you don't have enough, you're not ready. Don't you think? I mean,
I have a comment. So yeah, I don't know I think acoustic should be.
Hi, Jamie.
I think it could be the same, or it could be like 2 or like 3 sets with like a 15-minute break in between. I don't think it's, acoustic is usually because acoustic is a little more forgiving, I think. Look at you.
There you go. Well, Jerry's telling me I look hot today, so I just had to make myself look hot for him. There is no part of me that's hot, Jerry. You know that. You know that. What's Chatty got to say now? 2 long sets works perfectly.
That works
Thank
well
you, Chad.
too.
I do too. Hi, Danielle.
I'm going to say now, I can't remember.
Yeah, he does need help from Puddle of Mud. He does, Heath. And I mean, it's a shame because they're a great band. They really are. But the abuse problem's it.
I had this one guy who would play. I only booked him twice because he did the same thing. He would show up late and start 15 minutes late and then finish 15 minutes early. And I remember when I called him out for it, him. I was like, I can't book you again because you just keep doing the same thing. And he like badmouthed me all over the Facebook. I was like, okay. But I hate that. And then I had another band who got real mad at me, a new band who was like, will you book my band? And I said, well, how long have you playing? What do you play? All the questions. And they were like, well, we just got started. We don't have enough for a full night. We have maybe like a full set. And I was like, well, then I can't book your band. Maybe when you get a little more established and have, 3 full sets or something, they're like, so you're not even going to book us as an opener? No, I'm not even going to book you as an opener.
We don't do openers anyway on a regular night. That doesn't happen.
What the hell? I was like, I don't think you know how business works.
Heath, thank you for that comment about Benny. It's real funny you said that. One night I saw him play and I left, and he sent me a message later saying, sorry, buddy, I didn't get a chance to chat with you tonight. And I sent him a message back saying, man, you played 3 hours straight. Don't be sorry. Everybody was thrilled you played and never took a break. This guy's got a bladder like a dinosaur or something, but he didn't even go to the bathroom, man. He took 3-hour show. So good for him. What else we got down here? I've got another topic too I want to hit on in a minute, Ceris.
Chad, I wasn't being rude about that. At my place, I'm just saying the acoustic tends to be a little more forgiving.
Yeah. Well, I think the
means.
acoustic has more connection with the audience than
Way more
sometimes a full
connection
band.
with the
Yeah,
audience. Yeah.
they do. They can interact a little more and that kind of thing. Not that a full band shouldn't, but it's interesting. Danielle says hers typically does 4 hours with about 15-minute breaks in between. Prefer 2 or 3 sets. Okay. Thank you for that, Danielle. And Chris Lee, he does the solo thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the solo thing is, it's a little different. It's a different animal.
It is a little different.
You know, and yes, acoustic can rock like a full band. They can.
Mm-hmm.
Just depends on who's playing. I mean, I've seen some great acoustic acts that absolutely kill it, and people want to stay all night. Absolutely. I've also seen other ones that are tearing your beer night, and I can't do that. I mean, life's already depressing. I don't need you to depress me anymore.
I get so much grief and attitude from people because I have booked their acoustic shows before, and then they wonder why. I'm like, because you're putting people to sleep and you refuse to change up your sets. It's the same sad songs.
Heath, would you double up on a song if you dropped 100 in the tip jar?
What?
I was asking Heath. He says it's cardinal sin to double up a song. I said, would you double it up at the end of the night if somebody dropped 100 in the tip jar? I hope you would, because they're there to hear you play. And if they give you that kind of tip, they probably deserve to hear that if you don't care to play it again. Just what I'm saying. Let's see here. Hey, how about this? How about
they're playing this Saturday, Mojo Rising.
Mojo Rising.
They put on such a good show. Ugh, such a good show.
Yeah. Hi, Dirk Turner from Crying Out Loud. Thank you for being here.
I think that
Angela, how are you?
I think that people should play Wagon Wheel at least 4 times through the night.
Absolutely. One of my favorites.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Why not?
What's the other one that everybody really loves? Acoustic.
Oh, well, there's a lot of them being overplayed right now. I will tell you, I love Chris Stapleton, but my God.
Oh, yeah. I love both those songs. But
and Jamie Johnson's In Color has been worn to death. I mean, it's been worn out so much it's black and white now.
I wonder how many people are going to take me seriously. Yeah. I'm like, are you kidding?
Yeah. Don't. You better hope a band doesn't come to your venue.
Ceris, right. What you should do, everybody, is play Wagon Wheel and Tennessee Whiskey back to back for one full set. Totally. 100%.
There you have it. That was a nice little head nod you just gave. Hey, how about this one? Also noticed on the social. Now let me put in my disclaimer here. I feel for anybody that has personal problems in their life. Okay, I do. If you have a personal problem and it's affecting you and you just feel like you can't get it done, get someone to cover your show.
I have
and offer it.
To say about this.
I see someone canceling every other week over some kind of problem in their life. And why did you book this shit if you don't want to play it? I mean, it hurts. And when you cancel 3 days before the event, it puts a pressure on the venue owner to find somebody.
I was just having this conversation with my friend Kathy. There are a couple acoustic people that are so well known for canceling but they also have full bands that I would never, ever book in my bar because all they do is cancel. And then there's this one band that is so popular, but it seems like at least 3 times a year, they're canceling all the time. It just not 3 times a year. Like I see it all the time. I cannot tell you how discouraging it is and how I'm just like, I could never book you at my venue ever. And then I had somebody say, well, we don't ever book our big shows. I was like, that makes it even worse. Like, you have no respect for your acoustics. Like, it should be this. I don't know. I get so angry, and all I see are these people canceling constantly about the same freaking things. It drives me insane.
Yes. Yes.
Did you read a list? Did you read your wife's?
No, I'm getting there.
What are you going to bring him for dinner, Liz?
Unbelievable. You're unbelievable. Let's just have our family chat on here. Why don't we? Let's do that. Wonderwall, he says, yes. Kevin says you're booking a gig, not an option to play a gig.
And that's how people treat it.
Yeah. I'm amazed at several people who I see constantly cancel, and they write this lengthy thing that nobody gives a rat's ass about, about this and that. And like I said, I sympathize with anybody having personal issues or whatever, but then just take a break and quit booking gigs.
Seriously.
Because if you're going to cancel every other week on people, and it's almost like, well, that's a low paying one, I'll just cancel on them.
Well, that's a funny thing. I had somebody cancel on me because they got a better gig. I get it. Okay, fine. You got a better gig. It was going to pay you whatever the reason was. And then a little part of me, maybe it was petty, but I kind of laughed and smiled because they were scheduled to open for somebody. And then that person canceled the gig. And then they were left with no gig. And I was like, see, sometimes the grass isn't always greener on the other side.
Yeah, I remember that.
Sometimes you stick to your commitments because that's the right thing to do.
Now I'm mad at Mrs. All Around Town because of where she's going for dinner. While I have to go earn a living tonight. Dirk says he hates to cancel a show. I mean, illness is one thing, but some of these excuses are just off the hook. Stupid. It's like, the guy, I used to work with a guy in the fire department who I think he had a grandmother that died 17 times. He'd call off sick and do things like that because his grandmother was gravely ill and ready to pass. And then she passed away, and then she passed away again next month. And did they think we forgot about that? How many grandmothers do you have?
I just don't understand how people keep booking these people. Like, I guess they just don't. They're not on social media. That's why social media is so important, because you have to. I look at everything. I look at all of these artists, and I watch your page to see what you're doing. I have a band booked in September, and they are posting so many political things that I am so tempted to cancel, because I don't want to be affiliated with anybody's political things. Like, I watch everything like a freaking hawk. Because how you represent yourself on there is really going to be carried on into my place. But it also goes like, if I see like it's two bands that I see that are constantly canceling, and it's always a sad story, and I get it. Shit happens. Listen, I had a really rough couple of months, but shit happens. You get over it. You go to work,
You gotta, if you've given an obligation to do something, you gotta follow through. And Heath, I can't admire that comment enough. What he said, he says he tries to get someone way better than me, so they fill the spot. And
right.
Offering that to a venue owner, say, look, I've got to cancel. I have these people that'll fill in for me. Would you like to have them? Is right. The way it is. Not have somebody else show up when you're booked and they say, oh, we're filling in for Heath tonight. That always doesn't go over well, no matter how good they are.
Right.
But give the owner a heads up, and usually they'll say, yeah, because they don't want to jerk with it. I mean, they don't want to mess with it. And if it's a night where they think they can still keep a good crowd with that person, they'll take them. Yeah. And what do we got here? Oh, yeah, exactly. Second holds where people will book and then say, if we get a better offer, we'll cancel that one, but we want to make sure our weekend's booked. Yeah, exactly. Wow. And yeah.
I'd rather have back-to-back root canals than cancel a show.
Who said that? Tom?
Tom.
Timestamp. Thank you, Tom. Yes. Yeah. I mean, people are depending on you, and the show must go on. I mean, you see major artists. Can you imagine what it takes when an artist has to cancel due to illness or something, or like, God forbid, this terrorist plot to blow up people at the Taylor Swift show overseas? I mean, then they had to cancel. What kind of logistics go in to having to cancel a national production like that. I mean, it's a nightmare. And then refunding all the money, which is probably already spent and in an account. And, you know, oh my goodness, it's crazy. And oh, Chad.
That bit me in the ass. I had a heart problem, didn't know what was going on. Eventually had a heart attack last year. Now I'm medicated and it's not an issue, but it was embarrassing. Oh, well, now you got me feeling well. I'm sorry about your heart, Chad. Always cancel if you're not feeling well.
And don't have 7 heart attacks though.
Don't.
In 2 weeks, because that probably won't set well. And I know Chad wouldn't do that, but he's a stand-up dude.
It's not. Listen, people. I get it. People canceled. I canceled our show last week. One of my baby boys had just passed away. Okay, it happens. We get it, but this all the time. There's a difference between once in a while and all the time.
Well, and nobody's depending on the two of us doing this show to make money.
Right.
So it's a little different world when it's your obligation is to fill that bar and the seats so they can make some money, and that's why they book you. Than it is doing a live show. If we say, "Oh, we're off this week," we're off this week. You know, don't be haters. We got some messages about that too, by the way. I meant to tell you, people are really upset when we're not on here on Tuesday, and I really love that idea. But
that was my fault, guys. Could not keep my tears back, so it would not have been a very good show. So I apologize for that.
And we both have every right to say, hey, we got to take a day sometimes. Yeah. It happens. All right, we got a couple more comments to get to, and then I've got this or that I'm throwing your way, Ceris, today.
Oh!
I do. It'll be a tame version, but it's all right. See you, Kareem. Thanks for being here, buddy. Corona says 12 years and never canceled a gig. Wow. Get a sub and still play. That's awesome. And it's good you have friends like that can do that. I mean, I've seen a lot of bands do that where they've replaced the keyboard player, the guitar player, or the whatever tougher with the front man.
Do you do those all at once, or just like, is it like one is a Monday thing, one is a Tuesday thing? Thank you, Kara. It's not. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, well.
We ruined Bill Marks's Tuesday completely. Thank you, Bill. We love you. Yes, we do.
So again, do you do that all at like once, or?
Chad Applegate. Oh my goodness.
I think I'm just going to book Chad because he makes me laugh.
I think Chad ought to play Go Bananas, to be honest, because he's a great comedian as well.
I think I'm going to book Chad, but he has to do a little bit of comedy and he's got to play some music.
Yeah, there you go. Have him in there. Love that. All right. Thank you, Danielle. Yeah, and if you have 2 singers, you can pull it off.
Oh, 2. I like when bands have 2 singers. What's the band? What's the band that?
Didn't you see her earlier? She says her husband's been blowing you up about it.
Oh, who is it?
Booking them.
Who?
Hang on. I want to make sure I say it right because I won't. Let me find it in the comments here. I don't know. Where is it? Hijack Band. Yes. They played the Autism Rocks event with me. Once. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. So let's get to that's our hot topic for the day. We're running out of time, so I want to get to this or that.
Well, I got a lot to look at then, I guess. Hijack and Crying Out Loud.
Crying Out Loud does have 2 singers, and they're a great band. They are. I love those guys.
Okay.
Wonderful people. Wonderful people. And
well, you brought me Ladder, and they are wonderful.
How about that? They really killed it at your place. I was proud of those boys because, you know, that's hard coming from an area where you've got a big support group and then you come to no man's land, basically, where nobody's heard of you. And they knocked it out of the park that night at your place, and they got you to drink. So, you know, it was a good night.
Did they?
Yeah. You and Kathy had a few that night.
Oh.
Remember? Do you remember?
No.
All right. Let's start with this or that. These are going to be kind of off the hook weird today. So you ready?
I'm so ready.
All right. Now, fast, rapid fire these because I got a bunch. Here we go. You ready? Here it comes. Thank you, Dirk. Dinosaurs or aliens?
Dinosaurs.
Ice skating or roller skating?
Roller skating.
Singing or dancing?
Dancing.
Tablet or a laptop?
Tablet, laptop.
Apple or Android?
Apple.
Headphones or earbuds?
Well, headphones are more comfortable.
When you work out, what do you wear?
Earbuds.
Okay. All right. Oh, where am I at here? Snowboarding or skateboarding?
The skateboarding.
Ice skating. I said ice skating, didn't I? Okay. Fishing or camping?
Both. It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
Well, to me, I do the same. I like, I don't know. I love both.
Bowling or mini golf?
Bowling.
A beach or a forest? Not going to answer that?
I like both.
Watching the sunrise or a sunset?
Sunrise.
Zombies or vampires?
Vampires.
A funny story or a one-liner joke?
One-liner joke.
Misquoted movies or mistaken lyrics?
Misquoted movies.
I figured you'd say that. Air guitar or air drums?
Air drums.
Phone or no phone in the bathroom?
Oh, phone.
Of course you do.
Memes.
All right. Crunchy peanut butter or smooth?
Smooth.
Wine or beer?
Neither.
Rural living or urban living?
Rural.
Morning jog or evening walk?
Morning jog.
Sandwiches with crust or no crust?
Man, if I could have every sandwich without crust, that would be stellar.
So you're an uncrustable.
Yeah.
All right. Fruits or veggies?
Fruits.
Laundry or dishes?
Neither.
Neither. I knew you'd say that too. Mowing the yard or weeding the garden?
Mowing mowing the yard.
Clutter in the closet or clutter under the bed?
Both.
Okay. A dirty bathroom or a dirty kitchen?
Neither.
Neither?
I'm not. No.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
I guess.
Lick a frog or hug a snake?
Lick a frog or hug a snake. I'm gonna go lick a frog.
All right. Would you rather have a one-night stand or a bubble bath with a stranger?
I'll take a one-night stand. I don't want to spend that much time with somebody.
In a bubble bath?
Yeah.
You're out. Go on. Get out. All right. Last but not least, chip dip or skinny dip?
Chip dip.
I knew you'd say that too. You're a foodie at heart.
I'm a foodie.
You're a great foodie. All right. Perfect.
Those are awesome.
Yes. He says, don't forget finding Melissa to Ceris. Yes, I've mentioned them to her. We'll chat more about that, Ceris.
Oh.
And finding Melissa is great. Yeah. Finding Melissa would be a good fit if we could squeeze them in somewhere into the Women Who Rock, because that's two women front singers and a guitar player, and it's really a good show.
Is it?
Yes, you might. We might think about that. Jamie Minnick, thank you. Jamie loved the hit this or that. She did. We need Jamie on here one day to do this or that with her. We
need Jamie to actually sit in on a show and give us her opinion as a viewer, what she likes to see.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to breaks, when it comes to like all of that, I think she'd be perfect because she is the fan.
The fan.
Jamie, will you do a show with us?
The fan. She is super fan. Super fan. Hey, we're out of time. Thanks, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it, Ceris?
We're going to sneak in a topic about booking etiquette and where to book the same weekends, not in the same neighborhood.
Boy, that one's a big one with the venue owners. I've heard that from everybody. Everybody. Yeah, don't play Friday night 2 miles down the road. And that's stupid. Just to get a gig. Yeah. Hey, Ceris, thanks so much for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me.
You're a wonderful person.
Oh, Jamie's out. She's like, no.
Yes, I know. She's going
You're
to.
a wonderful person too. Everybody on here, you guys are wonderful. Thanks for supporting us.
Thank you. We're out. Theme song, cue. Hit it. Hit it. Hey, are you ready, Ceris? I need you right now. Here we go.
Disclaimer, the views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of our sponsors or any entities they represent.
I wanna see a show. I flip on the book of face. Yeah.
Hey, tomorrow, Wednesday with the band, and then Thursday, Who's Playing Out? Brought to you by our friends at Heather's in Springboro. The best musicians and venues in the tri-state, including the Bell and the Bear. We mention them on our list every week. We do. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Here is All Around Town Radio.
All Around Town Radio Show.